These are some of the last hunter-gatherers on Earth. They don't buy their food in grocery stores. In order to survive, they hunt and they forage every single day of their lives, just like our ancestors did thousands of years ago. I'm traveling to a remote part of Tanzania to meet the Hadza, where they live out in the bush, far from cities, towns, and roads. My goal is to learn from them. What does it take to live like our ancestors, but in the 21st century?
Almost there.
At the end of my stay, I'll attempt to survive 24 hours, eating the food and drinking the water that I find with my own hands, just like the Hadza. Can I actually do this? Or will I go hungry? I'm Ava Beck, and I'm an adventure filmmaker and YouTuber. My mission is to show you the powerful potential hardwired into the human DNA and help you unleash it for a healthier, happier, and wilder life. This is Superskilled. I'm in Arusha, Tanzania, not far from Africa's tallest mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro. Arusha is a bustling place with all the comforts and conveniences you'd find in any modern city. But this is just a stop before we venture out somewhere that's quite the opposite.
We've been driving down these dirt tracks for the last 3 or 4 hours. I have a feeling like we're pretty remote out here, and you know, I'm a little bit nervous and I don't really know what to expect because we're about to meet some really, really special people. They happen to be some of the last hunter-gatherers left alive.
The Hadzabe, or Hadza, live in the central Great Rift Valley of Tanzania in Eastern Africa. It's believed that they've lived here for tens of thousands of years continuously, longer than any other ethnic group in the region. And they've kept their way of life for just as long.
Okay, I think we've just made it. I can see some huts in between the trees. All right, yeah, here's our camp.
It felt like such a dream to finally be here. My Hadza language skills were pretty limited, but I made the most out of the only word I knew.
Mutana. Hey, Mutana. Hey, Mutana. Nubea.
It was all going really well until...
We're both stuck. Ow, 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 ow. Ah! Oh man, this is not a good start. Oh, they're like really in there. Thank you, Nubea. I don't think I made a very good first impression.
Free from the thorns, our crew continued to greet our hosts for the next few days. I was overwhelmed by the camp's sparse beauty.
Just being here right now feels so surreal. I've been wanting to come out here for such a long time, and it's just such a special moment to arrive here at sunset, right underneath these baobab trees. Oh my God, it really feels like we're very, very far out there.
This is unlike any other place I've ever been to. The Hadza don't build permanent structures. There are no street names or house numbers, no power or running water, but their villages are thriving communities. So my guide and translator Delali introduced me to Adia, who wanted to show me around.
So how do you choose the location for your camp?
Even
there is animal, there is fruits, then we go to the camp there.
Hadza camps usually consist of 20 to 30 people. There are only around 1,300 Hadza left in the world, and an even smaller number, about 200, live this way, without overly relying on any modern agricultural resources. But they don't stay in one place for too long. They move camp about every 6 to 8 weeks as nearby resources start running out. I spent the rest of the day hanging out with the whole community and getting to know each other. But having spent my first full day out in the bush, I was starting to question the entire thing.
You know, I came here with a very specific mission, and that mission is to learn how to find food, how to forage, how to hunt, but I mean, just look at this place. There's like nothing here that even looks edible. At first glance, anyway. I mean, I feel like half of the things out here are actually actively trying to kill me. Like, look at this thing. Look at the thorns on this thing. Seriously. So I'm starting to think that maybe this might not happen. How would it?
Today is a big day because today I'm heading out for a hunt with the Hadza. My goal is to learn about their hunting techniques ahead of my big challenge. Since they're hunter-gatherers, the Hadza depend on wild game like kudu, monkeys, and squirrels for a solid portion of their diet. The big question is, will I be able to pick up these skills in one day?
Look at the dogs, they're so happy. Their tails are wagging. They're super excited to join the hunt.
The Hadza men have a very unique super skill. They're amazing trackers, seeking out any and all evidence left behind to help them catch their supper. Without binoculars, GPS, or any other tools but their senses.
So the impala we're passing through here, how long ago do you think?
It's Ifanako au asubuhi now. Ifanako during the night.
Last night is too long ago, so we kept going, looking for any clues that an animal is in the area right now. And nothing seems to be. It's a long process that might not end in success. Many days, the men come home empty-handed. Due to other communities encroaching on these lands, wild game is becoming harder and harder to find.
We've been walking for about half a mile, haven't found anything yet. So I guess we just gotta keep going.
And then
I think we found something.
things start moving at a breakneck pace.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I have no idea what we're chasing, but we're off. And Shakwa prepares to take a shot. But his target is lost in the trees.
So they found a bush baby. There we go.
And before I know it, the chase is back on. This time for a squirrel.
They got it, they got it.
And after an hour of tracking and chasing,
Oh my God! Wow! That's amazing. Amako. What a great shot. Are you happy with the catch?
while they're happy to have the meat, one squirrel wasn't gonna feed everyone. But they soon caught another and decided that 2 was enough for just a quick little snack.
How does it taste? Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, tasty?
It was time to walk back to camp. But along the way, the guys wanted me to try a real Hadza delicacy, wild honey. These whistles are actually calls to the greater honey guide, a bird native to this region that leads humans to sources of honey. The honey guide hears the whistle, and due to thousands of years of co-evolution, it knows that if it flies to a hive, people will follow.
Okay, it seems like we found some honey. Ba'alako.
Of course, honey doesn't grow on trees, but bees create hives inside them.
Should I pull it out?
Yeah.
Look at this. This is just such beautiful, fresh honey straight from the tree. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Take a little bit. Ready? Oh no! Oh my God! This is hands down the best honey I've ever had in my life. It tastes like liquid gold.
Oh
Oh my god. Have some. Oh my god.
Not only is it calorie dense, but wild honey is packed with vitamins and antioxidants and happens to be absolutely delicious. It's a great example of mutualism, since the helpful honey guide gets to eat what's left behind. Second snack over, we headed home.
That was a pretty long morning. We were out there for about 4 hours, covered 5 miles, and guess what? We burned over 800 calories, which is a lot more calories going out than coming in. Because even with those 2 little squirrels and a bunch of honey, I mean, I'm guessing the guys probably consumed like 200 to 300 calories each. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, is it really worth it? Because you're not getting big game every single day that you're out there hunting, right? So then the things that the women forage for, like the tubers and berries and plants, those feel like safer options, like things that you can actually rely on for everyday nutrition.
But even still, I wanted to learn how to hunt like the guys. And that means learning to shoot a bow and arrow.
So this is the age group that I've been assigned to. Guess I just gotta swallow my pride. All right, so let me see what you guys can do. There's our target right there. Let's see how many of you can shoot it.
Wow, these kids are really good. I'm not sure how well this is gonna go for me.
Can you show me how you do it? Like that? So at a bit of an angle. Okay, like that. Pretty high up, close to your face. Take a step back. Nice, he got it. Like this? It's okay? Should I go? Let it go? Oh. Didn't go very well. Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be asking me to join their hunting parties anytime soon.
Ah, close. Ah.
The crowd did not go wild. But that's where my training had to end for the day.
It was so much fun to watch the guys today, but honestly a lot of the skills that they showed me are super technical, and there are things that they've been practicing since they were kids, and I just don't think it's something that I can pick up in a single day. Plus I'm vegetarian, so you know. So hopefully tomorrow the women can teach me some skills that are a little bit more accessible, because I really want to do my challenge in a couple of days, but right now it just feels impossible. So we'll see what tomorrow brings.
My first day of lessons from the Hadza men didn't stick in the way that I'd hoped. So today, I was determined to learn from the ladies. Labor in the Hadza society is divided along gender lines. The men hunt and the women forage. But first, they wanted us to fuel up for our mission. So they decided to teach me how to make one of their favorite snacks.
I've got a bag full of baobab fruit. Esther's got my backpack. And now we're gonna learn how to actually make baobab juice out of all this goodness.
Baobab is a bit like coconut. If you want to get to the good stuff, you have to crack it open.
Just try it. It's kind of like a sweet, zesty, chalky flavor. It's really hard to describe. Pretty good.
You can eat these straight out of the shell, but in order to get all the nutritional value of the baobab, you're gonna need to put in some work.
I think I'm getting the hang of this. Piece by piece, crush it down by hand. Back home, you just throw this all in the grinder, but there's no power here, so we're doing it by hand. Good for the muscles.
Baobab is a highly nutritious fruit packed with minerals, antioxidants, and vitamin C. Studies suggest that this superfood can even help reduce inflammation, create a feeling of fullness thanks to its high fiber content, and as a prebiotic, it can even benefit your gut microbiome.
Nice. The next step is sieving. So we just want to make sure that we're getting all this nice, lovely, fine flour and separating it out from the husks. Oh no, I'm losing it. We're gonna take all this beautiful fine powder and we're gonna mix it with water. And that's how we're gonna make our baobab juice. Mix it with my hands? All right.
It looks more like dough than juice right now, but the ladies assured me that this was the right recipe.
My grandma taught me how to knead dough with my hands when I was a kid, so I'm gonna try and put some of those skills to a good use here. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, dig in. So let's give this a try. Baobab dough. It's really good actually.
Powered by our snack, we headed back out into the bush. I was about to learn another foraging super skill ahead of my big challenge. We were out here looking for tubers, which are one of the main sources of food for the Hadza.
So this is the vine that we're looking for, the vine that has the roots that are edible. Those are the roots that we want. Those are the roots that I'll be trying to find in a couple of days. Wow.
The Vinia frutescens, or equa, as is better known to the Hadzabe, is one of the most common tubers out here. But identifying it requires some skill because these plants dwell underground.
So that's a different vine. This is the equa that we're looking for. Okay. There's like 4 types of vines here. How am I supposed to distinguish?
I'll have to figure it out if I want to survive alone in the bush.
Okay, I think they found something. Let's go take a look. Oh, yeah. This is it. I think we've got our roots. Nice.
Using sticks as shovels, the women break ground and start digging. Of course, I have to join in.
Wow. For some reason, I expected this to be a lot easier.
You may not be able to see tubers from above ground,
Oh, got it.
but it looked like I was about to find my first one.
Should I pull it out? Yeah? Okay, got it. Yep. Almost. Got it! Woo! I'm gonna treasure it like my baby. My first tuber.
They grow in clusters, so once you start digging, they just keep coming.
Oh, there's more here. So one of these big guys provides enough energy for one person for one meal. So if I want to eat well tomorrow, I'll have to find at least 3 of these, ideally more.
You can eat tubers raw, but it's not advisable. When roasted, tubers are more easily accessible to the human digestive system and can provide a decent amount of nutritional value.
Wow, look at it. This is a good amount of food. Yeah, let's make a fire. Wait, hang on. What is this? So this here is animal poop, and we're gonna use this to make a fire. Oh, here we go. She's a pro. Look at all that smoke coming out.
Then it was my turn.
Oh no, I don't think I can do it. Let's try again.
I had never made a friction fire before. The support from everyone felt amazing. Now, to fan the flames.
Wow.
Note to self, making a fire, good. Trying to hold on to it, bad.
Okay, I think these guys are ready. They're ready to eat. They kind of feel like baked potatoes to me. Let's try it. Oh, it's really good. A little bit spicy, a little bit earthy. Really, really good. No bad. What do you think? How is it, Josh?
Yeah, it's exactly like you said it was. It's like a chewy potato.
One thing that I noticed today is that the Hadza are almost never alone. They forage and eat as a group, always together. It felt so nice to be a part of their community for a short little while, and I was curious to see what they thought of my life back home.
Where I live, where I'm from, we don't find our own food. We have to go to the grocery store, to the supermarket and buy it. What do you think about that? Yes, yes, it's true. Yeah, yes, yeah. Yes, you have no money, you cannot live.
It was so interesting that the idea of relying on something external like money to live sounded crazy to them.
Have you ever felt hungry?
You know, everything she said got me thinking, what would it be like if we all developed the skills to feed ourselves off the land? Even if only on occasion. Would it make us happier on some level? Guess I would find out for myself soon enough. My challenge was going to begin the following morning, and since I would be spending a day like the Hadza, I decided to move into one of their spare houses for the night. Tomorrow's gonna be really interesting, for sure. And you know what? Finding food is a lot of work. But I know that it's just one day, and in the absolute worst case, I could just go hungry. I could just not eat anything for a day. But in my head, the entire idea behind this challenge has changed over the last few days because everybody here has been so kind and so generous with sharing their incredible skills with me. So my mission is now to bring enough food, not just to feed myself, but for the community to enjoy. And I think that just makes it a lot harder, honestly. Morning! I slept pretty well.
Yeah?
Yes. The only thing that's missing in my life right now is a little bit of coffee.
I got 2 cups right here. Actually, this is Josh's. Sorry.
Thank you, Dan.
You're out of luck this morning. Oh, this is going to be rough.
Go and bugger off now.
Having been denied what I felt like a basic human right to coffee, I had no choice but to get up and get on with my challenge. To survive the day with only what I can forage for myself.
Okay, let's get ourselves some breakfast. So my lowest hanging fruit for the day, literally, are the baobab fruit. So I'm gonna try and identify the tree that we went to the other day, see if I can find it again, and grab some fruit.
Here are the rules of the challenge. Today, I can only drink and eat whatever I find.
Come here, baobab fruit.
If I don't fetch my own water, I don't drink. If I don't find food, I don't eat. Simple, but definitely not easy. The good news was, there was so much fruit around, I felt like I was off to a great start.
Here's all my fruit. Oh, that was heavy. Whew. There's one very important thing that's missing, and that is water.
So I had to walk a half a mile to get some for myself. But when I reached the river, the guys there refused to let me collect the water on my own.
You know, the idea of doing things on your own is pretty foreign in Hadza culture.
Water? Check. Time to go back to camp.
They won't even let me carry the water. Okay, got this? I have nowhere near the amount of grace that the Hadza women do when they carry water around. So demure, so mindful.
A golden rule in any survival situation is to always boil your river water on the fire before drinking to kill all the bacteria, viruses, and parasites.
So the way that the Hadza get their fires started is usually by just borrowing some embers from their neighbors, which is exactly what I'm gonna do right now. Now let's get this fire started. Ah, yes. Let's get some more sticks.
It was going so well. I was really making this survival thing work.
No, no, no! No, 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 no! This is gonna be a long day, I can tell.
That, as it turned out, would become a very accurate prediction. With some adjustments to my fire, what was left of the water was soon back on the heat, and I got to work processing the baobab fruit.
Okay, one down. A million to go.
Once the fruit was separated from the husks, I began the back-breaking process of grinding it down into a fine powder.
You know, this felt like way more fun when the girls were here. This just really shows you how much stuff we take for granted. Like, imagine if you had a grinder. You'd be done with this in like 10 minutes.
The work was taking so long that the production team got bored and decided it was time to have lunch. But as ever, they were there to support me.
How's it going over there?
You.
But finally, I was finished.
All right, almost done. I've just got this one last little bit to get through, and I've been here for 4 hours. I've been smashing these up for 4 hours. My hand is dead. All right, let's add some water into it and have a little bite. I'm actually kind of hungry now.
I followed the baobab dough recipe to a T, or so I thought.
Look at that. Beautiful baobab dough. And this is my breakfast. Oh man, I am starving. Ugh. Oh my god. Tastes a bit crunchy. I don't think I sifted through it enough. Well, I hope they don't notice.
After my breakfast turned lunch, I put what was left of the dough in my house and headed back out into the afternoon heat with my translator Delali to find some tubers.
So it is 2 p.m. It's absolutely boiling hot. And all I've had to eat so far today has been some baobab dough. And all I've had to drink was a bit of water. So now we're out here looking for tubers. But it's been a pretty long day and I have about 4 hours until sunset. So we really need to go and find those roots.
After some searching, I somehow managed to identify the vine I was looking for.
I think we can see it there. There's some of those vines right in the middle, you see? Here we go.
Delali stayed by my side to make sure I didn't get lost, but he made no comment on my choice of dig site.
Today has been a pretty serious upper body workout. And the hole that I need to dig is gonna be about 1 or even 2 feet deep. Ugh.
Seeing that I was staying put for the moment and knowing that he wasn't allowed to help me, Delali headed back to camp.
Bye. No bye. Well, I guess I'm on my own now. Just me and the tubers.
But half an hour later, Delali returned because after thinking it over, he felt compelled to break the main rule of the challenge to give me some bad news.
Yeah, this is roots from this tree, I think.
Great.
Okay. So apparently I've been digging in the wrong place. This is a root, but it's not a tuber. It's not edible. So that was a half an hour wasted.
I laughed, but this hurt.
Okay.
Even though he broke the rules, I was grateful that Lali stepped in when he did because I'd been working for 7 hours in the scorching heat with only some baobab paste to sustain me. There is no other way to say it. I was struggling.
Ugh, feeling a little drained. Just need a 5-minute break.
But time was not on my side. I had to keep going. And after some more searching, finally, some good news.
Oh, I see something. Oh my god, is this a root?
Yeah, this is root, yeah.
Ah!
Wow.
Yeah! Oh man, I got it. Yes! Oh my god, I was honestly about to cry. All that energy and all that effort. It was all for nothing, but we're good. We're good now.
It felt like a wave of new energy. I was soon making some real progress.
Yeah. Woo! Ah! Not too bad. Woo! Nice. Woo! Look at this one. This is the biggest one so far.
With the sun getting low, it was time to think about heading back. But when I did my final count of tubers, it wasn't enough. I found the equa so late in the day that I wasn't able to collect as much as I wanted to rise to my challenge. Had I failed?
I know it's been a really long day, but I honestly feel a little bit disappointed with how little I've managed to find. I was really hoping to be able to share all this food with the entire community, but it's not that much. So I'm thinking that it might be nice to head down to the river and pick up some tamarind on the way, because I know that it grows there. Let's go, Delali.
Let's go.
We headed down to the river, and I grabbed a whole branch load of tamarind to take back to the village.
Equa. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's all gone. Yeah, is this good? You like it? It took me 9 hours.
Now you are the Hadza. Now you are Hadza. Now you are Hadza now.
Yeah, I told you. I told you day one. I'm looking for a husband.
We started a fire and prepared the food I had gathered. As I sat there spending this final evening at the Hadza camp, my earlier disappointment was a million miles away, and in its place was an overwhelming sense of community. And I realized that while my intention to collect food for the entire camp was good, not even the Hadza themselves would want it that way. Everything they do is for the community as a whole, by the community as a whole, together. And beyond any super skill I could learn from these amazing people, that's the lesson that I'll take with me on the rest of my journey.